Okay, so we're just gonna start with the goals that I had when I set up the project. So I wanted to have a standard set of materials that would allow future interns to quickly review the business course and be able to teach without making their own PowerPoints, just to cut down the time it takes to prepare. I wanted to make the worksheets a little bit more printer friendly by putting them all into one document per lesson, just so that they would print out quickly without having to scan the entire textbook and find the thing. I also wanted to they had like just small pictures in them. I just wanted to take those out so that it was less printing cost, because the ink is expensive. So I wanted to have the lesson plans to be easy to reference, so that when they're coming in to teach, the textbook is about 380 pages roughly. So I wanted to break it down, by slide, so that they could see. So the speaker's notes are all based off the textbook, so that they can be like, okay, this is what I'm teaching about in this section, if that makes sense. So I wanted to create Google Slides slideshows that allow not only for quick review, but if the teacher wanted to in the future, they could send a non-editable version to students if they had access to Google Slides, so that they could use it as a ready reference to have basically a good chunk of the textbook just available through that, so that they could be a study guide. So the process I went through was pretty simple. I just read through the course materials a couple of times to make sure that I had clear understanding. Then I created lesson plan outlines for each of the 6 workshops. I checked that there was a manageable amount of material for a 2.5-hour class, just so that it wasn't too much or too little in the slideshow, because if you have like 75 slides, it's going to be a little much. Then I created the Google Slides slideshow for each workshop, ensuring that there was enough material and that it could be a student and teacher reference. Then I condensed the worksheets down into a single file for each workshop, and made them more printer friendly like I wanted to. So the result is, in my opinion, you'll see when you go through them, that course materials are easily shared because they're on Google Docs and Google Slides, excepting, as we talked about, the worksheets, because they wouldn't format. Course materials are now easily understood. They were easy to understand before, but because of the structure, it was time consuming to prepare. So now they're easy to prepare, and it should allow for an intern to teach the lesson twice through, as we had talked about, without any kind of extra setup. And now the worksheets are more printer friendly, so they'll be less costly, which is important because the Women's Intercultural Center is a self-supporting nonprofit. So my learning outcomes were that I got to practice preparing lesson materials, which is really important for me. It helped me polish my writing skills. It gave me more experience on my resume. And it actually helped me get into graduate school. So I'm really excited about that. That helped me out. So that's the whole of the presentation. And if you have questions, we can do questions. If you don't...
I think I'm perfect. I can't wait to see the overall outcome of everything you put together. That's actually what I'm excited about. So